watching. Thank you for coming, and thank you all for 3,000 subscribers. Now without further ado, please welcome the man himself, Cadillac.
Yeah, I kind of blew the whole budget on the intro, not gonna lie. So I'll just go ahead and explain the rules to the contest now. If you get confused at all, I'll just have a copy of them in the description as well. It'll probably make a lot more sense there. If you have any extra questions, just go ahead and ask me in the comments. I'll try to respond to as many people as I can. Essentially, this is a retro-themed contest, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So the first limitation in this contest is the colors. As you can see right here are the red, green, and blue values for my color channel, and these have to be set to a value that's a multiple of 85, meaning 0, 85, 170, or 255. Now if you try to go higher than 255, as you can see, you'll just go back to 255, meaning that there's 4 possible values you can set each one of these to, which means that there is a total combination of 64 total colors. Now this is a custom extension that I have to actually be able to enter in the values like this, and I'll leave a link in the description that allows you to access this hack. But if you're not comfortable using hacks, or you just aren't able to, I've also supplied a level template with all the possible colors that you can use right here. As you can see, I've also, for your convenience, grouped them into their different categories. Some categories have a lot more colors than others. That's just kind of how it is. It's a really interesting limitation, and I'm excited to see how people work with that. Now, I've uploaded the level template to my alt account creator library. As you can see, if I go to my levels, I have the CC2 colors, nature colors, I have some scale hacked objects if you want to use those, and I have the CC3 colors right here. This is where I upload all things like this, and you can also access these colors after the contest is over on this same account. You can write down the level ID here if you want. I'll also include this in the description, so you can go down there and just copy the level. By doing this, it's free to copy. Go to edit, and just start building your level inside of here. Just delete everything at the bottom here. You can delete all this if you want. This is just to showcase the possible colors. If you place down an object, as you can see, if we go here, every color from 1 to 64 is filled up. Now, any assets you make in the level, you can set to any one of these colors, or you can go to a new color, go to copy color, and you can't change any of these. These have to stay their default. You can't change the opacity. It can be set to 1 or it can be set to 0. It can't be set to anything in between, but what you can do is you can set it to blending. That is allowed. This applies for pulse triggers too, and like any sort of color trigger. All of these have to be set to copy color and something between 1 and 64. You can't change the hue, saturation, and brightness. That's just how you have to do pulse triggers or color triggers. Now, the other limitation in this contest is with the triggers. There's a couple different limitations here. First of all, alpha triggers have to be set to a multiple of 25, so 0, 25, 50, 75, or 100. They can't be set to anything in between those. Next of all triggers affecting visible objects have to be set to a duration of 0. So this is not allowed. Even if you set it to like 0.01, this is still not allowed. It has to be 0. What you can do is with triggers like follow triggers, follow player Y, and lock to player X, lock to player Y. With all of those, you can use longer durations than 0. That is allowed with those specific triggers. It's also allowed if it's affecting something that's off screen. With follow triggers, say this object is following this object, it can only follow it and have a longer duration if this object has instant movements and doesn't have those smooth, longer duration movements. It can't follow those movements. If those movements become visible by being carried through a follow trigger, that's not allowed. One interesting thing you can do is you can use target on a move trigger in order to like have something have smooth movements, and then like at sudden 0 move time intervals have another object move to those, and then use a follow trigger to move that. So you can do some interesting stuff with that. It's a little advanced. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that is an option. So don't get intimidated. You don't need to do any of these advanced like techniques. I just wanted to make them possible if people really wanted to do like a lot of really interesting stuff. I wanted to allow a lot of interesting trigger work to kind of work around the limitations of this level. Now do keep in mind, if you have spawn triggers, their delay has to be set to a minimum of 0.1. You can't set it to any lower than this. So 0.05, that's not allowed. Mobile creators will not be complaining about that one. So that's pretty much all the unique rules to this contest. Other than that, your difficulty should be anywhere from auto to insane demon. Please don't make any extreme demons. I actually want to be able to like judge the gameplay and not have it be impossible for me to beat, and my hardest is Acu, so yeah. And the other thing I was asked about is if you can use a Nong song, not a Newground song, and that is allowed as long as you include the actual file that you're using itself. Not a link to the song, but the actual file itself that you are replacing the song with, and include like a Google Drive link or something in the form that you'll be submitting your levels in, and there will be a form to submit these in. The other part of that is that the song you're replacing, the replacement song that it says it's using, should be one that no one ever uses. I don't want to have like Time Leaper or something. The deadline will be 6 months from now. I like to keep deadlines very far in the future to make sure people have plenty of time to hear about the contest. If they don't have time right now, they can kind of come back to it later. So it will be 6 months in the future. I'll put an exact date up on screen. I don't know when this video is going live. And there will be a grading rubric like last time. I will basically grade it on the same exact things, which are visual quality, atmosphere, dynamism, gameplay, and originality. Now, if you want to know more about exactly what those things entail, you can go ahead and watch my Creator Contest 2 results. I explained them pretty well there. But I am adding one more criteria to this, and that is optimization. Now, I won't be super harsh on optimization because I have pretty good devices and it's really hard for me to test if it actually lags on lower end devices. But like, if your level is super laggy on like a pretty high end device, then it's gonna dock it points. Like, please try to have at least decent optimization. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really excited to see what people submit for this contest. I spent way too long on the intro and then kind of rushed to make this part. I hope it wasn't too confusing. If you have any questions or concerns about the contest, which you probably do, I was probably super confusing there, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments or on Discord. You can join my Discord server and then just message me there. I have a link in the description always. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys are gonna make. I hope I got you hyped for this with that cool intro, and yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool. I kind of want like these retro style, very like choppy, janky, like low frame rate, limited color palette looking levels with just like a really retro feel, and I thought that would be a really fun kind of contest to do and just to see what people make. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, have a good day. Don't know what else to say. Yeah, don't die, I guess. See ya.